Okay, guys, I have a prepared statement. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Gentlemen, we often like to start the show with a little quip or witty story, but tonight I need to take things in a more serious direction. Throughout the years, there have been significant instances of misconduct within Fine Time LLC. I've personally made multiple complaints through the HR department, and to date, they have fallen on deaf ears, so I'm left with no choice but to go public. Earlier this week, I was violently harassed through the official Fine Time business chat by one employee known as Pizza Dinosaur. I'd like to share with you what he told me. And I quote, are you guys ready for this shit?
Okay. What did he say? What a prick.
He said, I hope you catch a disease and your dick falls off.
Scandalous.
I don't know. That's kind of funny.
I have screenshots to back this up. So
You can't just post that on the internet.
No, fuck no. I feel as if I have no choice but to share this with our listeners. I'd like to suggest a strong online backlash against Pizza Dinosaur. Things could be posted online, such as hashtag cancel Pizza Dinosaur, or possibly we could set up an identity theft scheme against him for justice. Fine Time needs to do better. Thank you for your time.
Step into video game land. Welcome to Fine Time.
Hello, party people. It's your boy it's your boy Dre, and it is also my boy Monotone Gent.
Yes, that's me.
It is also my boy Kevin Flevin 89.
Still disease free and dick intact.
I mean, prove it. show us right now. No one can see. This is a
audio
theater
format.
of the mind. Yeah, it's Howard Stern hours up in here. Just show us the dick.
Generally, I would absolutely love to, but given the recent circumstances, I think my lawyers would advise me to not whip out my fully intact dick at this time.
Okay, I mean you can keep calling it that, but I mean I'm not so sure. But that's fine. How about you start off with your favorite topic? Yes, everybody, 3 big deals in a row. Kevin wants to once again talk about Hollow Knight Silksong.
Okay, it's done. It was actually done the day after last episode. It's done. And we can close this part of my life, maybe. I'm sure there was some more meat on the bone, but I think I got what I needed out of it. But my last episode, I was talking about like how when I'm done with this, I'm ready to walk away. And then a couple of days after I rolled credits, I did feel like there was like a little bit of a hole in my life. And I started wondering what other things did I not find? And, should I go back and poke around? I haven't.
You are not
beating
the not intact dick allegations right now, Kevin.
I know. I backtrack on everything.
You are a sick fuck.
Yeah, I know. I still maintain I don't think I probably ever want to pursue another full playthrough, but I can see in like the next month or so me picking that up and just checking around to see if there's anything else I can find hidden in the corner. I'm a sick man.
Yeah, that is some sicko behavior. I mean, look, I've been there too, right? I've swore off games. I'm like, I'm never playing this shit again. Then I'm just eyeballing it in the middle of the night. I'm like, I just can't quit you, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I did. I felt like I was like, there was so much constant consternation around that game. But then when it was gone, I was like, man, that was, over a month of my life where just so much of my focus was on that game. I'd be driving around with my wife and she'd be talking to me about something. And like I was not listening to a word. I was just thinking about Hollow Knight all the time. So we'll see where life goes from here.
Yeah, this is truly Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
He
on a
loves
separate
me,
note,
I promise.
I also finished up Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And I don't think I have a lot to say beyond what you guys have said in the past about it. It was great. And this actually contrasted really well with playing Hollow Knight at the same time. This is very relaxed. This is very positive. And you guys know, I don't often fuck around with Kirby, but I'm really glad I played this, and I'm glad I waited until the Switch 2 version.
I'm glad you did too.
So yeah, I got a lot out of this. I'm because even when the Switch 2 version was come out, I if I'm being entirely transparent, I got this more because I wanted like a new Switch 2 experience than it was really about this game. And in retrospect, I wasn't giving it its due. If I'm going to slightly nitpick, and to be clear, I'm nitpicking. I didn't really like the short challenge levels between the main levels that much. I don't find they're super offensive. They're definitely much shorter than the main levels. I did all of them, other than there was a couple near the end that I hadn't upgraded the abilities enough for at that point. But I think the main reason I wasn't crazy about them as much as the main level, the main levels have such strong art direction, and they have character and identity, and those challenge levels don't. They all look pretty similar. They all have they all have like the gimmick to them. But all of the best gimmicks were saved for the main levels, which they should have been. So again, nitpicky. This is not a thing that I wouldn't even say this detracted from my experience.
Because you don't have to do them.
No, and I started out where I was just like, well, I'm going to do everything because it's kind of on the main path. You know what? If I was going to ever go back and play this game from scratch, I'd probably be comfortable like just 100% skipping them, because I don't know. They're fine, but I don't know that they need to be there.
Well, this is interesting because if you remember, this is the way I felt about Astrobot. I did not really care for those challenge levels either, but you did, right? So, like, I don't know, like that's exactly how I felt about that game. Where I'm like, I don't really want to play these. The main levels are so good where I'm just not into these that much.
I think like comparing to Astrobot, like especially like the ones at the end, like definitely, if that game was going to get difficult, it was the challenge levels that were outside of like the main levels. And that game has like, I think that game really does have like very well done 3D platforming. So there was a lot of like nuance to be able to get into there. And that's, I just didn't like find that same hook for any reason with the challenge levels in Kirby. But again, that's fine. I hope nobody hears this and they're like, oh, there's like a minor complaint about this game, so I like am turned off of it. Because if you're just in general, I certainly don't have anything where I'm like, oh, I'm too like fucking manly to play cutesy games. I'm not manly at all. But I don't think the like general like bright and cheery art style of Kirby like generally draws me. But I think then after I played it, I really like found, I did enjoy that. There's something there I was getting just out of the like art direction and vibe of the game too. So that's cool.
Yeah, this Fine Times nucleus is the three of us being Nintendo people. So if you don't like bright and colorful, I mean, I feel like you might be on the wrong show.
Well, this is like different in bright and colorful than most Nintendo things in some like foundational ways, I feel. But maybe I found like a newfound appreciation for that. Maybe the next time a mainline Kirby game comes out, I won't be like a lazy bitch and play it 4 years after the fact.
I don't know. Every like third or fourth Kirby game is trash, Steve. We might be in for some bad.
I can't really think of a really bad Kirby game.
Squeak Squad is ass, dude.
It's fine.
No, that game sucks.
That game is fine.
Awful. I think that game fucking sucks, honestly.
I've been fucking around with my 3DS a lot over the last few months, and I've thought about like at some point maybe doing Planet Robobot.
That is one of my favorite games of last decade. That game is fucking incredible. Oh my god. It
seems like it's universally acclaimed, so maybe that's the next step to take on my Kirby journey.
Yeah. Don't listen too closely. You might hear one or two songs you'll play on Fine Time that is maybe very close to the Kirby Planet Robobot. Who's to say, really? Who's to say?
Okay, guys, I know what you're all thinking at home. Steve's been spending the past 2 weeks playing Pokemon Legends ZA.
Pokemon Zaza?
And you're right, guys. I have. I just finished it last night, but we're gonna do a whole post game show with the Poke Pals, and you're all gonna have to wait. Oh,
We're very disappointed.
are you though?
Yeah, of course.
I am. I'm
said
looking
so.
forward to hearing about Zaw.
You'll hear it soon enough. But
Okay.
in the meantime, because I am a big shot these days, and by big shot I mean I signed up for it and they said yes. I got to try the Dragon Quest Smash Grow beta on my cell phone telephone.
How do they spell this? Smash Grow? Is
Smash
it like one word?
/grow.
Smash. Okay.
And there's like
That's
a sword
weird.
slash in the thing, but when they type,
Okay.
yeah, get it? Yeah,
I get it now.
when it's on the title screen there. And yes, I am allowed to talk about this one. There are only 30,000 people being selected, but we were all encouraged to share on a Twitter and Facebook campaign for a shot at prizes. And you know what? That's going to be my first complaint right here. Can we all open Blue Sky accounts? I'm not saying I want a shot at pen sets, but if you all wanted me to share on social, maybe not the place where the Nazis and grandmas are sharing their recipes, okay? Maybe where we all actually do social media.
That would be very nice. I wish we could live in that world, but we don't live in that world yet. Maybe.
But okay, so I will share with you here on the podcast. And what are we doing in the Smash Grow? Because this is the beta version, and they wanted us to see as much as we could of what they wanted to test anyway. In the span of a week, you are a Dragon Quest hero or heroine. Heroine? Yes.
Heroin.
Heroine. I don't know. I'm tripping already. You create from the start. I don't know why they gave you that whole array of tools for a thing that they're not going to let us carry over to the main game. So I just went ahead and okay, default guy. We'll worry about what my guy looks like when we have the game for real.
Oh, so you could create a Toriyama character, basically, like 9 or something?
Yeah. And then this drone, who looks like a friendlier version of those battle mechs from across the series, you know, the ones, the metal guys with the one eye and all the swords attached to them instead of real arms. Like a friendlier version of one of those. He's comes in to inform you of his mission of critical importance that he forgot from being buried in a temple of some sort over the course of centuries. So, in the meantime, we need to join the Red Wing Mercenary Crew and fight alpha monsters, basically larger versions of Dragon Quest staple monsters that we've all come to know and love over the course of the years. Hooray! And this entails what everyone's been piecing together from the trailers, some rogue light, emphasis on light, very light, not so much rogue, at least for this beta here. Adventuring akin to Vampire Saviors meets Dragalia Lost, kinda, where we go down paths and smack monsters around with perks that we pick up around the level as it progresses.
Those are not the two games I expected to come out of your mouth, I gotta say.
I know, but that's what we're dealing with. Like, you smack monsters around, and then the upgrade pieces pop up, like extra sword swings or more projectiles are firing out. Or, you know, so there's the grow part of the Smash Grow. And then you can really make them fly with special attacks when you fill up a gauge and press the button. And there's the smash, because you get those anime effects where the action stops for a second and they do a thing and everyone's just flying all over the place. And there's the smash. There's the smash and grow. And it's a fairly satisfying loop that's bolstered by, you know, the aforementioned Dragon Quest bestiary that's brought to life with graphics that, you know, try for a phone. I am playing, I guess I should disclose, I'm playing on a Samsung Galaxy 25 Plus, so, you know, things are looking pretty okay. Running pretty good.
Dare I ask you what the frame rate is?
It's running 60 on my phone.
Okay. Because you never know with mobile games. Don't try, you know that. So like even if you have a great, like I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and like sometimes they just don't care. You know,
my phone is recent. It's running pretty good, but you know your mileage may vary when you get a thing when it finally comes out, on depending on what you are playing on.
Can I ask you a very weird specific question? Hopefully I'm not blowing something you have coming up, but like, could you possibly tell me what Dragon Quest game or assets they're cribbing this from? Or do you think these are actually like bespoke mobile game assets? Or do they clearly look like they're from Dragon Quest XI or something like that, but like low poly?
Man, I don't know. I think it's as much for this game as it can. I mean, I think, well, they need to be smacked around as much as they can. I think they just did what they could for this. I mean, it looks nice enough. I mean, I also haven't played too many Dragon Quest mobile. I mean, I've played a few, but I know there's a Warrior Die that no one played, which is why that's gone now.
I don't even think that's there. Yeah, I played it for like a second. I remember I looked at that. I was like, "This is not very interesting." I think everyone had the same reaction I did. I'm sure you did the same thing.
I didn't even play it. I just saw everyone else go, "Nope, I'm out." I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I guess not.
It just wasn't that interesting.
But I mean, you know, there's that, and there. Unlike something like Warrior Die, I'm assuming. Well, maybe it did use it, and no one told me. Guess what, guys? It's using all the borrowed orchestral music that we also know and love from other games. You know the ones.
all the hits.
all the hits.
Okay.
From the menu.
That's fine
to the
for
game.
something like this, though, right?
No,
I believe so.
Am I alone in thinking that? Okay.
No, I think so.
It's very fine for something like this. That's why I'm saying it's a satisfying loop. But you know what I'm about to say with all this, right? This is going to be a free-to-play game when this comes out. So how are they going to try to gouge you for money when it's time to come out? Well, eventually you need to start making the stuff you get stronger by picking up gold and emblems along the way to cycle through your eventual trio of OCs, at least as far as the beta is concerned. No one here is from another Dragon Quest game. Eventually they just like, oh, here's Jimmy the Mage and Sarah the Bishop, and like, okay, we'll work with this for beta times. But then, okay, here's the money gouging time, at least when the game finally comes out. It's a weapons gotcha. Oh, fucking boy. And we still have to boost these weapons with those emblems along the way. At first blush, this is still better than Dragalia Lost, where the characters got way out of hand very fucking quickly. And we got pumped with plenty of gems to use during demo time. Like, I couldn't tap on a thing without getting a gem to fling at this thing. But I just hope this feels right on the other side.
I think what they should, I mean, what I was expecting you to say is that there would be just straight up character gotcha. Here's Angelo from 8 or, you know, like shit like that, right? Like I
think they want to make this a original Dragon Quest story, but I also said that for about 2 minutes of Fire Emblem Shadows the other month, where it's like, guess what? Guess who's on the banner, you guys? And just the other day, they just today, they're like, okay, it's been a month of Fire Emblem Shadows. Here's Corrin now. Woo, Dragon Lady. Like, okay, we get it.
Yeah, I figured, I don't know. I feel like if Elf Gohan, the hero from Dragon Quest VII, doesn't pop out of a gotcha in this game, I think it's like a missed opportunity. Am I the only one who calls him Elf Gohan? Because that's basically what he is. I know you don't know Dragon Ball, but
I don't know Dragon Ball very well. Sorry.
Trust me, he's Kid Gohan, but an elf.
I mean, which is all this is to say. I mean, all this is fine. I keep talking about Fire Emblem. I don't know how much longer Fire Emblem Heroes has left. I keep saying that every year, but then they just invent another story for it.
They just keep that game going, man.
It's incredible what manner of god they invent for us to kill every season and then recruit later. But
have you gotten to kill Marth?
We kill Marth every day, man.
Oh,
he's just we have like at least 10 Marths for us to kill and recruit.
Oh. Is there like swimsuit Marth you get to kill or something?
Somehow, no.
Come on, guys.
We have swimsuit Marth's girlfriend, Sheena. She's there.
All right, fine. Can I ask you guys a salacious question? Do you think Fire Emblem characters, do you think the curtains match the drapes? So do you think like Marth has like blue pubes or like,
yes.
Do you think like,
absolutely,
you think so? Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that would be kind of like offensive if he didn't.
So like Roy has like red Fire Engine red pubes, Steve.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. You seem pretty sure about this.
No, okay. I don't, Steve, I guess you're the Fire Emblem expert though. Like Marth has naturally blue hair, right? He doesn't dye his hair.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean that as nature intended, blue pubes.
Okay, I'm with you guys. I would like that to be true. That is the future I want to live in. So sure. Anyway, I'm sorry, Steve. Go. No, right
it's
ahead.
appropriate. It's appropriate we're talking about Fire Emblem lasting forever because I'm not so sure this will. I mean, they showed us like, look, we're even going to have events. Here's a slime festival that's probably going to happen when the game launches. But I would be very concerned for how long this game lasts because I remember pre-COVID or during COVID, there was another one that was basically Pokemon Master Sex but Dragon Quest, where they did have a gacha feature Dragon Quest characters and also weapons and shit, and that lasted about a year outside of Japan. So this is not the first venture of Dragon Quest into the free-to-play mobile game gacha thing, and none of this shit lasts very long. So we'll fucking see. I want to believe in this one, but
isn't there a Dragon Quest Pokemon Go thing that we don't have?
Yeah, that's gone too. Probably. Wait, no, Japan might still get to. Oh no, wait, that was Japan only.
Yeah, I feel like we never got that. Man, I can't. Well, I mean, look. Speaking of games that we can't believe are still going, I can't believe Pokemon Master Sex is still like running around out here.
I don't know who's playing that. I don't even know if the Poke Pals are playing that. And I know we're making fun of it, but I don't know if they're actually playing it.
I think Vin logs in every so often, he told me, but like not really. I kind of liked it when it came out. I played it because I thought it was funny. You know me, I thought it was funny how aggressively horny that game was. You remember when it came out, all the dialogue was like, What is happening?
I played for a bit too, but after a while I was running out of space on my phone, and that was an easy one to kick away.
Yeah, it wasn't that exciting. Also, I don't know enough about Pokemon to know who these like Master Sex people are. So like I don't, who knows. Anyway, this seems fun. I'm definitely gonna try this when it hits public use.
Yeah, they're saying early 2026, so soonish. We'll see.
I can only assume that to get into that group of 30,000 people, the Fine Time cred helped.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Did you throw around our name? Yeah, did you throw around our name? Did you say, don't you know who I am?
I mean, I used my address, my email, which is similar to my...
Oh, that's definitely on the like fucking green light list.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
they've blacklisted.
Look, I was there to try First Soldier for you people.
You sure did. You played that game to the end too.
Well, not to the end. Well, near the end, when they said close your time, I'm like, you know what, I'm done.
Oh, I thought you did like the final shits or whatever.
Man, I didn't give that thing any money anyway, so I was like, man. I was always hoping for a console release, but those cowards obviously never did it.
They put Ever Crisis or whatever, they put that on PC, I believe.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We still don't know Sephiroth game.
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah.
I meant to try that, but my older phone was not about it at all. And I'm like, well, and then I'm like, we're 2 years or so into it, and I'm like, I don't care anymore, and now you're crossing over with the rest of Final Fantasies, and like, no.
It's becoming like the Sephiroth as a kid stuff is becoming the Kingsglaive of like the Final Fantasy VII rebirth or remake trilogy, because like there's so much in there. Sure, I mean their tagline was not lying. We sure do now know Sephiroth.
It's like your assertion yesterday too, like, well, you better not be playing Octopath Zero on your phone. Like, well, no, I want to play the one that's a video game, not the one that's running an event with Final Fantasy IV: The After Years.
Listen to this guy. He just made me sound like a monster. Good God. Maybe
just saying. I have some standards. Some.
I mean, between Kevin's assertions at the beginning of the show towards a person named Pizza Dinosaur, don't even know who the fuck that is.
That sounds like a Nintendo reference.
Folks, if you got that one, you have been with us a very, very long time. All right. Well, guys, it is spoopy season. So I got to play something spoopy. You know how the drill goes. That's not a thing people say. You know the drill. You know how the drill goes. What the fuck is wrong with me? Nobody says that.
And no one plays spoopy games during Halloween. What kind of monster does that?
I mean, you used to when you cared about us, but now you don't.
Look, I gotta sell out to all my sponsors.
I didn't know you're a sponsor for Dragon Quest Smash/Grow.
Man, I wish I was.
I mean, holy shit! I wish I was. I wish we were. We could rake that shit in. But yeah, it's spoopy. So I played a spoopy game. If you guys remember last year, I played like I hate the term walking simulator, but I played like Exit 8 in pools and like, those like weird things I found on Steam. Those were fun. Mm-hmm. This year I settled in for something a little more traditional called Night Manor. I've been meaning to play Night Manor for a while now, and I'm finally now getting around to it. It's an old school horror point and click adventure. Think like 8-bit, think like Shadowgate or Deja Vu or anything like that. Even though those aren't strictly horror, but you know what I mean. That type of thing.
Those are boxes Steve likes to check off.
Yeah, I think you'll be very interested to play this. This is definitely a game for you. I knew Night Manor was going to be good from the intro because they were using a font very similar to Sweet Home. You guys know what Sweet Home is? Sweet Home is like a Capcom horror game for Famicom.
I do know what Sweet Home is, yes.
Yeah. I think it might be the first fan-translated ROM I ever played. I played this like in the late 90s. Like, that's how long ago I tried this.
Really? That's how old the first of those was?
Did you play it on Nesticle? Tell me.
Yes, of course I played on Nesticle. Yes,
right,
that was my shit. I used Nesticle and Genesyst, like CYST, like cyst. Yeah, those are the two I used because I was 15 and I thought that shit was funny. Of course I did. But like, yeah. So I've actually played Sweet Home before. It's a really cool game. Yeah, but it's like a top-down horror game for Famicom. Obviously, people think of it as like a precursor to Resident Evil or something, even though it doesn't really have anything to do with it. Although I'm sure if we look hard enough, I bet there's like a Sweet Home reference or two somewhere, right? That we've probably missed.
Well, if memory serves, Sweet Home's actually a movie, and so that makes it a licensed tie-in game.
That's right. I feel, yeah, you might be correct on that. I forgot it was a movie. But yeah, anyway, Night Manor is definitely making a nod to Sweet Home with its font, for sure. I don't think that's not a coincidence. Like I said, this is 8-bit styled, and because like, I feel like that's correct because these games are inherently 8-bit. They come from a time when, you had command menus and pointing at stuff like that genre was born out of those limitations. So I think it kind of makes sense to do it that way. Right. And this is not any cheap shit production, right? Like, cause you know me, I love to get on here and shit on indie game pixel art and it's trying to be fake 8 or 16, but you guys know I don't put up with that shit very well. If it's not very authentic, Night Manor is authentic as fuck. Every screen is so full of detail, as these games usually are, because you need to have a lot of interesting things be like, ooh, can I click on this clock? Can I touch this fireplace? You need to have all those details. Night Manor has all those details, and the music and sound in general is very Famicom disk system coded, without, again, sounding like a ripoff or whatever. It just sounds like its own thing. It's very natural, and I appreciate that.
How old is this? Like, when did it actually come out?
September 1988. So instead of your typical point-and-click command menu, right? Look, move, open, hit, use, take, like all the things in a row, Night Manor takes the approach of having like a cursor where you can do a lot of things, or you can toggle between look and take. So the eyeball is for look and the hand is for take. It's very natural. And like, so instead of having the use command, you just take, quote unquote, take something from your inventory and then use it on the environment. Very simple. Like you're skipping some stuff there, or my least favorite word sometimes, streamlining some stuff there. And you guys know I don't like the word streamlining or modernizing because I feel like, to me, that's often code for legislating the fun out of stuff. There's a reason why things were built the way they were built. But the thing is with Night Manor, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like you're taking anything away from the experience by not having those things. I don't think it takes anything away to not choose move from the menu and then choose a door. So now when you move your cursor to the door, it just turns into like a Running Man icon and you move through it.
I was going to say, Andre, we're getting Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD tomorrow, and I keep saying this, we're not going to miss anything if I don't have to open the menu and then hit the stairs command tomorrow, I promise.
Yeah, I mean, like, as early as Final Fantasy, we had already been doing away with that shit, you know, like the very next year after Dragon Quest. So, like, I get it. Like, we've made those advancements before. But here's the thing. If Dragon Quest came out and it still had that stuff, that's fine. I replayed Dragon Quest on NES a couple years ago for the Still Loading podcast. Hi, Josh. And, like, I had a lot of fun doing that. It didn't feel clunky. It didn't feel whatever. That's just what the game is. But I don't know. I don't think Night Manor is worse for the wear for not having the traditional command menu. And it doesn't feel not authentic, you know? Anyway, I think this game is legit scary, Night Manor. It's kind of, there are some really creepy scenes with some really fucked up imagery, like, and some really tense chase sequences. Like, and of course, that's probably all I can say about it without ruining the game. But, like, you just got to play it. Another thing I really like about Night Manor is that there's not any, like, super weird Resident Evil logic puzzles. I think you guys know the type of puzzles I mean. And it's not that I don't like those. I do, because I love classic Resident Evil. In fact, I only love classic Resident Evil. But the approach in Night Manor is just items. Here are all items, and even more items. You just have tons of them, sometimes up to like 20 of them in your inventory. So it's just like, okay, so I'm going to use A on B, or I'm going to mix A, B, and C together to get item D and then use it on E. That's how this game works. It's not a whole bunch of like, figure out the, you know, what time should the grandfather clock be turned to? And then like the door opens. It's not really that stuff. It's all items. And I like that. And it's, again, that makes it sound like it's super simplistic, because it's not, because of the amount of items that you get. It's like an avalanche of them.
Is that pretty intuitive, or do they kind of like lead you in the right direction to be able to work with that?
Yeah, they do, because the way you traverse around the mansion, if you will, or the big house, maybe it's not a mansion. The way you traverse around the McMansion is very natural, and it doesn't block you off from too many areas. There are a few keys you have to find, right? But like, yeah, so you can explore all this space and think like, oh, here's a fireplace, I should burn that thing. Oh, here's a toilet, I should flush it. Oh, here's a bathtub, I should turn on the faucet. Like, it's very, you know, if you just play around with it, you'll get to it. It does feel very intuitive. I guess that's about all I really want to say about it. I don't really want to ruin the experience in case you play it for yourself, but I do want to leave you guys with this. Night Manor is available on Steam and Switch, but you can't just hop into the store and buy it. That's because Night Manor is just one of 50 games available on UFO 50. That's right. That's why I told you not to make that sound.
No, that means it's already inside the house.
It's already inside your Switch too, Steve. Yeah, so you can play. So you don't have to play it. You can play it, or you don't have to buy it. You can play it right now.
It's already there.
It's already there. You didn't even know. And the reason why I'm sure anyone who has UFO 50 already knew that's where it came from. And Kevin, that's why it said it came out in September 1988, because that's what it says in UFO 50. That's the fake release date.
Well, and to be honest, because full transparency, I don't read all of your like game notes before, so I didn't know that, and I thought you were just being a dick and fucking with me. So I had to sit here and Google it after you said that, because I thought you're just being a prick.
No, that's legit. That's legit what it says in UFO 50. I was being 100% truthful. But yeah, obviously the reason why I did it this way is because I fucking love UFO 50, and I want to show people that, like, I feel like there's a lot of people out there who still think that like UFO 50 is some sort of mini game compilation, or it's like WarioWare little games or something. It's not, dude. It is full ass 50 fucking real games you can play for realsies Really, it is 50 games, and they're almost all of them are fantastic. So I will never pass up an opportunity to champion the best indie game of all time, straight up. So yeah, and I specifically I remember because it came out last October when I got to Night Manor, and I'm like, oh, I'm saving that for next year. I'm saving that for when it gets spoopy again. I can't really do it now, but I'll do it next time, and I did. So, yeah, Night Manor, excellent stuff. If you have UFO 50, you're in luck. If you don't have UFO 50, what the fuck is wrong with you? Definitely get it and play Night Manor and all the other great games on there. All right. So, is that it? Should we look? I feel like it's been almost 3 shows since we've taken a shower. I think we need to rectify this for sure, Kevin.
I haven't taken showers outside of the show since then either. I only shower with you guys, so we fucking probably should.
Oh my God. I mean,
I
how's
know,
your
I
family?
smell disgusting.
I feel like the audience is smart enough to just imply that we take showers in between these.
Oh, they don't. I don't think I don't know if it didn't happen on the air. Did it really happen? I guess
we
the answer
already
is yes.
don't take them on the air, so
you know what?
Let me tighten your nuts.
Thank you, Steve. Let's get in the shower all together.
Let me tighten your nuts.
It's driving time with Fine Time.
All right, that was refreshing. I mean, Kevin, really, you should shower more than once every 6 weeks. I mean, your poor family.
I kind of rely on you guys for inspiration. So it's every time we record and I go upstairs, they're like, "Did you guys do the shower?" And I'm like, "No, they didn't bring it up." The long faces. Oh fuck.
Let's go another 2 weeks like this. Oh my God, jeez,
fucking rot in the bed sheets.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we are here. Well, I'm going to say we as collectively a show, but we do have a taste test. This came together very late at the 11th hour before recording, and a person, shall he remain nameless because he knows who he is, or shall we name him out loud?
Name and shame. He's been fairly relentless.
Our loyal listener of Fine Time, Aaron. I'm sorry I don't have Siri available to say his last name again. He has been insisting for months that we drink this Trolli Mountain Dew. Is that the official name? Trolli gummy worms?
Trolli
Mountain Dew, Trolli, cherry lemon.
This Mountain Dew flavor. And I keep refusing. I'm like, bro, I'm not having this. But, Kevin, I think on Sunday night, in our Fine Time communications, he was like, "Hey guys, I actually found this at the store. If you really want to do this, okay." So before recording today, I was doing some errands. I did not see it at 2 different gas stations I stopped by. The day before that, I went to the grocery store. I also did not see it. I went to 3 different stores. I could not find it. Okay? Nobody can say I didn't try. So
he's also been the most down on the Trolli Mountain Dew, so just, I guess, make of that what you will.
Yeah, make of that what you will.
Maybe he found Trolli Mountain Dew at every store and he's full of shit. I don't know.
Maybe he has, but even if that's the case, he's been on all the taste tests. If he wants to take a break from this one, we could let it slide.
Okay, I love how you guys are saying I'm a piece of shit liar, but you're also making excuses for me, which I appreciate. But so it's both right now. I'm getting mixed signals. So it's something now.
That's because we love you.
Oh, sure. This is definitely love. Yeah, it's sure. But yeah, so I couldn't find it, but Steve and Kevin, you are here with the Trolli Mountain Dew. Godspeed and good luck. I think this is going to be terrible. What do you guys think, Steve? What do you this has got to be bad, right? It has to be.
Oh, most of this is going in the toilet. I have a feeling.
Okay,
I think it keeps winking. I think it keeps winking at me.
All right, Kevin.
See, I'm optimistic. I don't like. I'm not expecting that I'm going to be like, this is fucking great. I'm going to get a case, but I'm not thinking that it's going in the toilet for sure. I expect I will finish this can. Actually, and when I bought it, the kids were like, "Ooh, can we try that?" And I'm like, "No, it's for the podcast." So,
wait, you got a can?
I was going to mention that because I seen you had a bottle. So, not a scientific test. I have a can that I bought.
That's interesting.
So,
yeah,
and I think
that's better. That's better ASMR anyway.
I think before we taste as well, I really like the aesthetics of the can. I don't know how the bottle looks, but mine has some like cute little derpy looking worms in kind of this electric, like acid inspired citrusy cherry.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I like
mine are trying to hug the logo. It probably looks nicer on the can.
Yours on the right side, Steve, the bottle almost looks like a weird sunburst, like the Land of the Rising Sun thing and like the Honda stage, like when you win. Yeah, like kind of like that.
I also have to say, I don't think I've ever had Trolli gummies before. I've obviously had like gummy bear. Like Trolli makes like gummy bears and gummy worms and all that.
Gummy worms is what I know. Yeah.
Oh, just gummy worms?
Well, no, I think I don't know if they're bears, Steve.
I think everyone that makes bears, but Trolli's definitely more known for the worms.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what I know anyway.
Are Trolli worms distinct from like Great Value gummy worms?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Those are the Trolli ones are way better. You should definitely try them, in my opinion. Okay. I just don't necessarily. I mean, look, I'm not sad that I didn't find it. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like, I mean, but hey, you guys have fun. Well, look, this is great. Let's get started. Steve, you open the bottle. Kevin, open the can. Right into that microphone. I'll let hear.
Steve open first. Ooh.
Oh. There is a smell it hits you with.
Oh, really?
Man, I think it smells good. It's more lemon than cherry, right?
It smells like you left out the gummy worms for too long.
Oh.
Like
it smells like candy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Candy you left out. Like if you kept them in the bag, okay, but
all right, Steve. Well, it's winking at you. All right, you did predict it. All right, guys, let's have a sip. Huh?
All right,
Kevin. Oh, Steve has a face. Kevin, it looks kind of intrigued a little bit, thinking about it. Steve, I can already tell. I feel like,
and I don't mind it. I think it's good. I don't think it's not great. It's pretty like. It's pretty like fake flavory tasting for sure.
It's like some sadistic fucks at Mountain Dew, like dissolved gummy worms into Code Red Mountain Dew. Like, yeah, you motherfuckers, just burn in there, yeah,
sizzle and fry,
and that's how they make the gummy worm Trolli Mountain Dew because. Let me try this.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of like Mountain Dew out of there though, right? Like not like normal ass Mountain Dew.
No, it's like, ugh. No.
It tastes like soda
that
has nothing to do with Mountain Dew, and I think rather than cherry lemon, it is like soda, red flavor, yellow flavor.
Steve has already given up. He's done.
I'm remembering back in 2005 or so, there was Jones Soda and those other sodas that were like, man, we got these sodas that taste exactly like this. Yeah, it tastes exactly like this, all right, but what cost? Maybe everything doesn't need to be a soda.
Jones is still around kicking, doing weird soda, honestly, so, yeah. Oh,
I think it's also worth noting... Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys are old. So maybe this is a soda for the younger generation, perhaps. I will happily sip on this for the remainder of the show.
Oh, boy.
Steve. This is down the toilet as soon as our next break.
You want to go do it right now before we get to big questions?
No, I wanted to sit there and think about what it did.
Okay.
You can bask in its scent.
I will say though that like flavors of Mountain Dew, very specialized flavors, do not taste like Mountain Dew. Steve, I want to say this summer we did that mango one from Little Caesars, and that was good. I liked it.
That was excellent. I would say, like, I regret, like, almost regret not having a Little Caesars out here so I could like buy more of them. This I regret buying the first one.
All right. All we had to do last week, guys, was bitch about not having any big questions all year. And now we have questions. All right. This is a proper segment again. This is actually America. God damn it.
Yeah, it's like everyone woke up, was like, wait, we're supposed to do shit other than lay off employees? Okay.
Well, they still did do that, but
at least
at least we have a talking point other than like, well, that fucking sucks, right? So, but before we get there, let's start here because this has easily been the biggest news of the last couple of weeks, at least to us. So last week, Jason Schreier, as he does, was hinting at a Halo announcement, some sort of Halo announcement, didn't know what it was. And one certainly did come last Friday when Microsoft announced Halo Campaign Evolved for Xbox Series S, Xbox Series S. Did I just say the same thing? Did I just say S and then S?
I don't know. They sound similar.
Does it matter anymore?
Xbox Series X, PC, and of course, PS5. And this is a full remake of Halo from scratch in Unreal Engine 5. 4-player campaign online, I think 2-player split screen, all the classic stuff you expect from Halo playing the campaign, you will have it in this Campaign Evolved. And so let's start here, okay? People are likening Halo coming to PlayStation as like Sonic coming to GameCube or like, you know, Crash going multi-platform or like whatever. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, it does not feel that way to me because I don't think this is a big deal. We've assumed for months and maybe even years at this point, once Microsoft started dabbling in this bringing games to other systems shit, we figured they were going to do this. I don't think this is a gigantic thing people think it is. And on top of that, like, let's be honest. Has Halo legitimately been a big deal since, like, what, Reach? When was that? 2010? Like, I legitimately feel like it's been like 15 years since Halo was a big force in gaming that could like actually dominate the conversation. I feel like this announcement of Campaign Evolved got a much bigger pop than anything Halo Infinite did 5 years ago. I get it. Like, people are looking at it more like the symbolism of Halo being on PlayStation rather than like its current popular stature. But like, after everything we've seen from Microsoft since we've started this show, like our second show we've ever recorded was them buying Activision Blizzard King, right? So I don't know, man. This entire time we've known this was an eventuality. Kevin, you didn't let Steve bet on Halo MCC coming to like Switch or PS5 or whatever the place your bets was. And you didn't give him like 1,000 to 1 odds. You know what I mean? You let him do that because we all knew it was going to happen. I mean, not specifically that, but Halo. So we can't sit here and act surprised at the most obvious thing in the world, in my opinion.
Okay. I won't be as dismissive as Andre and say it's not a big deal. But it's definitely nowhere near as big of a deal as it could have been or used to have could have been a while ago, if it was happened a while ago, if only for a few reasons. You already brought it up. We were always going to be here. I mean, I myself have a few games over there that are from Xbox Studios that, you know, I just feel a little icky playing right now. So someday. And, you know, we were always going to get here after tasting that success on the other platforms, but I don't know, to me, and I know I can feel the eyes rolling from here. seeing game stores close or closing or otherwise fading out of existence, I feel like puts a big damper on this kind of news, in my opinion. I can already hear the noses being turned up in the future while you're all listening to this, but Microsoft hasn't been printing discs for a while, and I'm sure they're not about to again for this. But I think if you walked into a store and you saw Halo for PlayStation, that would have meant something more than just booting up your PlayStation 5 and seeing it on the PSN store, or just seeing a tiny PlayStation logo on a billboard. I mean, if I was an ad executive a while ago, I'd be 100% pushing for a, yes, Grandma, we do have Halo for PlayStation. Some kind of ad campaign with that, like, going on, like if we still had stores. I mean, like, the times have changed. I get it.
Why would anyone turn up their nose at that? I think that's a perfectly reasonable take.
Oh, no. That's even scarier than finding out Andre's game was in my system the whole time.
It lived with you forever, and you just didn't know it, Steve. Kevin, what do you think about all this? Just on the surface, like Halo coming up, this is a big deal. I don't think so.
I'm kind of halfway between you guys, maybe. Like, definitely, the writing has been on the wall for a long time. This is not surprising news. But like you said, it's symbolic. And I think it's more symbolic for Xbox than it is for Halo. It's just got that final nail in the coffin feeling to it. I've kind of gone through like this weird handful of emotions about Microsoft over the past number of years. Mid Xbox One, even up to maybe like 3-4 years ago, I still had this like a little bit of a like rooting for the underdog feeling. I still liked Phil Spencer. I still wanted to like see them do something cool, something good, and I knew they weren't killing it. But I was intrigued, thinking that maybe they had a chance to make a comeback. And then that over reliance on Game Pass grew and grew, and I started feeling a little bit more resentful. And then there was the everything is an Xbox, and that like turned me to probably disgust. And now I just feel kind of like apathetic, and I feel kind of ready just for Xbox to go away. And I hate that, because I think this is bad news for PlayStation fans as much as anybody. And I think PlayStation needs a real competitor in that dedicated, like, high-end graphic home console area, to keep them on their toes. And Nintendo is not like filling that role. PC is not filling that role. And not that they should. But I think that we have a little bit more of a risk of like seeing PlayStation phone it in over the next years more than if Xbox was thriving. And I just feel seeing Halo has ever since the launch of the Xbox been like the face. If there's a face of Xbox as games, it's Halo. And so, yeah, there's a lot of symbolism, I think, here. But again, we knew it was coming.
You know how there's people our age who are still like Sega truthers? No, they're going to come back and make a new console, man.
Yeah.
Like
Dreamcast 2 is real.
Yeah, Dreamcast 2 is coming. Like, they're going to release it in 2006. Yeah, like I feel like that's the time for those people to rise up again and take the place. But they keep you guys keep insisting that they're not going to release this new console, and they keep insisting that they do, as well as me. I keep insisting that they will, because I keep insisting none of this will make sense if they don't. And they did, amid all this stuff, admit that, yeah, we are still making this console.
Well, but let's revisit that discussion for 1 minute, right? Because just even with the recent Xbox, ROG Ally, I think if I'm not ruling out that console coming, but I don't think it's going to be an Xbox. It might have an Xbox on the name, but I feel like this is going to be more so like a in-home console looking device that is much more similar to that. I think this is going to be a PC with like a strong emphasis on Microsoft front end.
Then it's going to fail. That's not going to work.
Oh, I think so too. But I'd like, do you still think that they are going to bring an Xbox console where it's like, this plays Xbox games? You have the Xbox game store on here, Game Pass, whatever. It's not, you can't fucking play Steam on this. You can't like play, like, this is a traditional console you think is still coming.
I don't know now. right? Because like if you were to ask me this last month, I would have said yes, absolutely. Because again, I keep steadfastly staying to like, this doesn't make sense if they don't do that. What you just proposed is so stupid, and it's something they will absolutely do, and it's something they will chase because they think they're still in that mindset of like even the Xbox One, where it's like, we need to be all these things instead of make video games, Steve. And I think that like that will lead them down the path to like, we need to have an everything box.
We're already sort of seeing it with the ROG Ally, because I think it only took 2-3 weeks for everyone to start pointing out, well, they just kind of stuffed a computer on this thing. There's Teams installed on this and the Office suite, and why do I need this on a game console?
I just think they just for some reason do not understand that presentation matters here. Steam Deck is also a quote unquote computer, right? But it doesn't read that way when you use it or play with it or anything like that. I don't feel like I'm playing a computer that just happens to have weird handles like a controller. I feel like I'm playing a Steam Deck. I feel like I'm playing a bespoke piece of hardware. People fucking want that. There is still value in that. And that's why I keep saying, like with the Xbox stuff, you need to have that. But if they devalue Xbox to the point of like, it is just a PC, well, that's just like a Steam machine from 15 years ago that also nobody wanted, right? Like, I feel like that's the same thing. Nobody wanted that then. Nobody's going to want that now. I just don't think that makes any sense. That doesn't mean that they wouldn't do it.
And the people who do want that now, you can go fucking get that right now. Like you can get a computer, hook it up to a TV, and make that like fairly seamless if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the way Steam works. Yeah, why would I not just use this laptop and just use Steam Big Picture on my TV, which I've done before, actually, before I had the Steam Deck. Now I just dock that. But like I have done that before with my old laptop. So it's like, I don't know. That's obviously an option. Anyway, Steve, let's go to section 2, I guess, of this over-encompassing big question. I think you should present this.
So yeah, like maybe a day after they announced this, a New York Times article covered this story about the way you'd expect. Oh, they did it's coming out, blah, blah, blah. But then Matt Booty, my favorite person with a very real name, also had a near boomer take on their fairly recent pivot to multi-platform development that goes to the effect of, our biggest competition isn't another console, adding, we are competing more and more with everything from TikTok to movies. And what I want to know, guys, is from a scale from 0 to you're fucking full of it, how much of that is not the case?
This makes me so fucking mad. When I read that, I just could not roll my eyes harder. Man, I'm just so fucking sick of it. How many times do we have to have the conversation on here where it's just make fucking software people want and they will buy your console? You're not competing with anybody but your fucking self, especially since you bought up all these companies to help you put out quote unquote Xbox games. Just fucking do it already then. That's all you need to do. And like, console exclusives are the only reason why this whole thing exists. I mean, going back as far as I can think, if Atari and Intellivision and ColecoVision and NES all the same games, none of this would be fucking working, man. And it's the same thing that has not changed. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't understand any of this. If Sony thinks like putting Helldivers 2 on Xbox, like that's worth that temporary money over their like brand identity of like, this is a PlayStation game, go ahead and chase it, but I don't know what you're going to have left afterwards. Like, I don't know. Maybe that just makes them as dumb as Microsoft, but fucking like, I don't know. I feel like I'm one of those like weird Europeans who are like, if immigrants come to France, is it really France anymore? Like those people. But like, but like, I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a console racist.
All right, let me jump in here. and I'm trying to like think about how to phrase my thought, because I'm not disagreeing with anything you said, and I understand that. I think I may be just looking at what he said in a different light. So bear with me, but I'm
Okay.
on board with what he's saying in a way, and I'm thinking about this specifically from watching my son play games. I think there's a difference specifically with online multiplayer, with how we see that as a concept to how a younger generation does. And he definitely still like enjoys single player stuff. I'm not disagreeing with the like console exclusives, more so when we're talking about like, competition with, TikTok to movies, etc. He looks at online games, which is a large part of what he does, as primarily more of a way of socializing than he does see it as online gaming as like a gaming first activity with an element of multiplayer with friends and socialization baked in. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
So I think just watching him, even just kind of like the way he talks about games and interacts with games, I do see. I don't think that negates the still the need to be like, uh, you know, exclusives are important. We're gaming first, right? We were talking about Xbox. Like, you need to be a gaming first company. Going back to like the Xbox One presentation, right? We talk about that periodically. And they're coming out and they're like, hey, look at all this fucking TV recording shit you can do. Look at this social media shit you can do. And then there's like 15 minutes of, hey, we've got some video games for this thing as well, by the way, as a footnote. There's a fucking reason that went over like a wet fart.
We should do a commentary track for that someday.
Oh,
that
that
should
would
be
be
our next thing.
interesting.
That would be good. I think we should do that.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I again, I agree with what you're saying, but when he's talking about like the competition not being another console specifically, I can also like see where that take is coming from. As in like, and I don't think the way that they're approaching it is right. Like they've kind of tried to tackle that with Game Pass. They've tried to tackle that with like putting Xbox on everything. You can play it on anything. Xbox is a concept more than an ecosystem.
I don't agree necessarily, but I do kind of understand what you mean, because I don't know if you guys remember the PR from the GameCube era, kind of like shortly before Reggie got there. I remember their PR lady would always come out to IGN or GameSpot or whatever and say like, we don't consider ourselves a competitor to Sony or Microsoft. We are just, whatever. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're in the video games business, aren't you? But I think what Nintendo meant by that at that time was like, we're going to make the games that we make, and that's kind of it. And whatever happens, happens. Like, I don't think they meant like, oh, they have GTA and we don't. And they're just like, okay, well, we got, Mario Kart Double Dash. I think we're selling millions of copies of those. I think we're fine right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think that's what they meant by that. So, but I don't think so. Like, maybe you could read that, like, this Microsoft guy, what? Oh yeah. Matt Booty. How could I forget her favorite name? I don't think he meant it that way. I think because like, in order to say something like that, you have to have your own software worth of shit. And we know Microsoft doesn't have that right now. Nintendo at least had that with GameCube.
Yeah, I guess I'm saying what I'm arguing is that, like, to a degree, their thought process going into it is right. And I think we've talked about this a few times too. There was that interview, this is like maybe 2 years ago, where Phil Spencer was like, we lost the last generation, and that was the fucking worst generation to lose. And I really think that he had a good point there. So I think that they're just trying to approach it differently. I just think the approach is like dead wrong. I think that's the problem. But I think the concept of needing to approach it differently than just like strictly being a direct competitor with PlayStation, they're really fighting an uphill battle, and to try and like, take a different tactic is not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, but at that point, you can't say that and then also keep insisting we are releasing this next Xbox that is really an Xbox, unless it's an everything machine like you surmised. I just don't think like, I don't know, man. If you really feel like you're competing with people on their like watching TikTok on their phone over like you could be playing video games instead, those people are not like capital G gamers anyway. Like I'm not going to be out here choosing like, oh, I'm going to watch these Instagram reels then play Night Manor. Like I'm not that person.
Yeah, but just going, but you were just talking about you're just talking about Nintendo with the GameCube, and then like going into the Wii. I think they were like kind of doing the exact same thing, right? They had the blue ocean strategy, and they fucking did that expertly, where they like it did pick up that market, and it worked, and they were like,
but we also suffered too. Like we did not.
Oh no, I
it wasn't all. Yeah, we got a Metroid Prime 3 or a whatever here or there, but there was a lot of Wii music as well.
Yeah, that was a lot.
The DS was there.
Oh, thank God! Yeah, thank God.
I would have a lot rather been a Nintendo fan, like a core Nintendo fan through the Wii era than a core Xbox fan through the Xbox One or the Xbox Series era, right? So, I'm not saying like that wasn't perfect. But like for the health of Nintendo, that was probably the right move.
Probably, yeah. I mean, look, it wasn't all bad. Like I said, we still had the DS, which again, bangers on that system, excellent system, one of the greatest. But yeah, we still had some stuff. Right, it wasn't all bad. Hell, I got to play East Book 1 and 2 on Wii. I think that was good. Right? I don't know, man. There was stuff to play, I guess, the Virtual Console and others, but
I am one of those core Nintendo fans from that time, and look, I had stuff to play. I found stuff to play because I wanted to find it, and I did find it, but I don't feel like Microsoft's giving that to the people with Xbox right now. Nothing that I can only play on an Xbox.
Yeah, they just don't have the games right now. That's all there is to it. I mentioned this a couple times in passing when talking about this Microsoft third-party stuff, but maybe I should put together a whole case study of this because I feel like, I mean, look, I'm old, everybody, as Kevin likes to keep reminding me. I remember a time in the late 80s, when Sega was doing this, they had the Master System or Mark III in Japan or whatever it's called, and that was just not doing the hottest. It was doing okay, but it wasn't doing the greatest. So guess what? You started seeing Fantasy Zone on TurboGrafx 16, or you saw like, here or there, you saw Space Harrier a couple places, right? Like this has happened before in video game history. It's not unheard of. And then guess what? The Genesis started taking off, and then guess what? They stopped doing that. Right? It's not like they started porting Sonic and stuff to like everything. No, it's like, oh, this is ours now, bitch. So I don't know. Obviously, Microsoft isn't going to do that. I think they're in too deep here. But like, just because they dabble a bit here or there doesn't mean that, things can't go back the other way, I guess is all I'm saying.
It's hard to call Halo a dabbling, though.
Yeah. Halo, Gears, and Forza are on PlayStation. That's not dabbling. You know
what? I would argue that they would have, I think we would be more receptive to this if they were dabbling by putting Halo, Gears, and Forza on PlayStation. But they weren't, it wasn't like Game Pass has such a focus on cloud gaming and everything is an Xbox. Like that tactic has been more detrimental than like taking some big exclusives and putting them on other hardware.
I believe so, yeah. I think so as well. Very true. I mean, okay, well, despite all this, you guys excited to play Halo Campaign Evolved? Because I kind of am. Honestly, absolutely. Halo is still a fun game. I remember way back in the day, my friend got a Halo. My friend got an Xbox for Christmas. And I remember he came over there. We played that campaign 2-player, fun times, good memories. And I played a bit of it on Halo MCC on the Steam Deck. It runs great. It's still fun. So I'm definitely interested in like Unreal Engine 5 nanite ass Halo, quite honestly. Are you guys? I'm in.
Look, I watched the footage you sent because, of course, they already have a level ready to go that you can just watch already. This doesn't look like a Steve plays this on day one game, but That's also why I was never really owning an Xbox in the first place. Like, it's appropriate that you said my friend got a Halo, because when my friends got an Xbox, they also got a Halo and not much else. Like, one friend got Soul Calibur 2, and that was about it.
Yeah.
For Xbox, and we had fun with our Spawn v Spawn mirror matches. But I mean, otherwise, my friend got a Halo. But this isn't for me necessarily. I mean, I'm sure I will eventually, but on sale. I don't need this right fucking now.
Can you imagine if that was on Royale with cheese? Fucking Halo, Halo campaign evolved. By the way, Kevin, I think it's really silly how everyone was like, "Where's the multiplayer, bitch?" It's literally called Campaign Evolved. That's literally why they named the game that. Like, anyway, what do you think? You're more Halo adjacent than either of us, I think.
Yeah. This one's tough. Like, on one hand, 100%, I do want to play this. I'll play this day one. And I love the Halo franchise. I've played all of the Halo games. I've played the good ones all more than once. And this looks like a great version. I love the first Halo game. That being said, I just don't feel like this is like what that franchise needs right now. I played the anniversary version of Halo 1, that was probably 3 or 4 years ago. Obviously, it doesn't look like this, but it holds up well. And I just would have so much rather to just like have that available if I want to play Halo 1 and like a new but return to form for Halo. That's also easier said than done. I like. So can I describe what that return to form is? Not necessarily. I don't want them to go back and be like, hey, we're just fucking like doing nostalgia over the head. We're back to the Covenant, we're back to the Flood, and it's just kind of like repeating the same things. But with fucking like the second Halo trilogy is not what anybody really wanted either. There was a developer roundtable that they released with the trailer and gameplay footage for this, and I thought it was almost comical watching those developers trying to talk, about how cool and exciting this is. But man, I really thought those guys looked fucking dead inside. I really got the sense that they were just like, fuck, please let me loose on something cool. Like, they spent so much time talking like, about the skulls. Like, we got all these new skulls in there. Like, yeah, of course, if this is the project you're doing, like that needs to be an aspect of it. But like, you're treating that like that's such a like core defining thing. Like, this needs to be so much more than that if you want to like make Halo a thing again. But again, that's hard. Like, Halo is a very like rooted in the early 2000s franchise in a way as well. So
yeah, it'd be like, I mean, how do I don't know, because it's weird, right? Because obviously it was such a phenomenon, but I think it's good that they're doing this, because I think they need to remind people why they liked Halo in the first place. And I think this is the best way to do that. I don't think it would be as successful if they just were making a brand new Halo game and they release on everything. I don't think that would have been that exciting. I think like something like this can get their foot in the door, especially on other systems, and be like, hey, this is what's up.
Yeah. Maybe you're right about it being like, for like most people, maybe like, a real cool new version of Halo 1 is better. I sure wouldn't be excited if they were like, this is Halo 7. No. I think that would be shitty. But if it was like, this is like a very clearly defined Halo reboot, that's what I think would make me happy. But yeah, maybe for you guys, this is more appealing than that Halo reboot.
I think this is definitely more appealing to me because like it's a game that I know that I like. You know what I mean? And like if it were just called Halo 2026 or something, and it was just like it's like the first game, but not really. I'm not sure how much I would be into that. I'm not saying I wouldn't play it, but this is much more exciting that they're presenting it as like, hey, this is a remake of the first game, straight up. I think that is currently more exciting. Whatever they do from here, great. But it's kind of like, what I kind of think of it as, and this isn't the same thing because this wasn't a one-to-run remake. I kind of think of this as like Metroid Samus Returns, right? Because like Metroid, that type of Metroid and Metroid games have been away for a while. And look, Samus Returns isn't one of my favorite Metroid games, far from it, right? But it did its job. It got its foot back in the door. Hey, this is something we're doing. This is a remake of a game that we know you like, even though it's drastically different. And we're going to do something else next. And they did. And Metroid Dread is fucking amazing, right? So I think sometimes you need that stepping stone. And I think Halo Campaign Evolve can definitely be that. I would like to live in a world where Halo was good and people like it again. Even though I've never been like a Halo person, I just think that, I don't know, that feels correct.
Even me, Andre? You think I could like a Halo someday?
I think if you pick up Campaign Evolved, you will have a really good time. I do.
Wow.
You know what? I'm feeling more pro Campaign Evolved after this discussion. So
okay, good. I'm glad I could browbeat you into my correct opinions.
Fine time.
I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. Head deadly. I'm sick. I'm sick.
Okay, Steve, they had a Kirby's? Did I just make it plural? Kirby Air Riders Direct Part 2 with one Mr. Sakurai, I want to say, what, last week or something?
Last Thursday, and it's funny that Kevin's saying, man, I wish... He was looking at those guys saying, I wish these people were looking at something more interesting, because Sakurai is the most invested in his work I've ever seen him here, I think.
He is into this shit, man.
People online are like, where's the Metroid Prime 4 Direct? I'm like, okay, no one that would run that would be anywhere near as interested as Sakurai is, because
no.
He's out here like, we brought back Top Ride. For everyone at home, Top Ride was the mode in between Air Ride and Cities and City Trial, where it was not quite RC Pro-Am, and you played it like maybe once or twice before never playing it again. He's like, "Yep, we brought it back."
Excuse me. Two things, okay? Number one, I think Top Ride is much more super off-road than it is RC Pro-Am, if you ask me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's number fucking one. Number fucking two, I love Top Ride. I definitely liked it more than the main game, that's for sure. So
I got most of those blocks for Top Ride 2 from the stamp screen, but that's beside.
But here's the thing: I completely forgot this mode existed till he showed it. I'm like, oh yeah, that fucking thing. That mode was very fun, and I'm glad to see it back. And it has its own kind of bespoke tracks, like not exactly like the tracks from the game, but also kind of they are.
Yeah, he said they were like inspired by tracks from the game, and the feel is supposed to be closer to like a truncated Air Ride as opposed to what they did back then. He even pointed out, look, we made the tracks bigger as opposed to what they were back then, because I'm like, oh yeah, those were tiny.
Those were very super off-road narrow. They were very arcade game 4x3 screen, you know. Also, I'm glad that you can see the whole course on the screen, that he still lets you do that, because like at first the camera's kind of following carries. I'm like, that's not as fun. But then he zoomed down, it's like you can see the whole thing if you want. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what I want.
I'm sure I'll play around with both kinds of settings when we actually get to it.
Were you surprised to see all the courses from fucking the original Kirby Air Ride coming back? All of them? Everyone is here?
I feel like they needed to address that in some capacity. Like, well, look, there weren't that many in the first place. There aren't going to be that many here either, because we're going to be focused on City Trial 2 and whatever else is being hidden here. So I'm like, like you just said, every track is here, and they look a lot nicer.
Oh yeah, they sure not GameCube textures anymore. I like that he showed them side by side, just because it's like, okay, yeah, I remember what that looked like. Remember when every forest floor texture looked like that and everything?
2003.
Yeah. God, it reminds me of like half of like Sonic Heroes levels and shit, and it's just like, okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
But like when he started showing us, like, here are the courses, and he starts showing 3 of them, I'm like, this son of a bitch is going to put them all in the game, isn't he? Because this isn't going to stop. And then sure enough, they were all there.
He just really didn't stop overall, because he's like really like keeping up with the general energy of things. Like, here's the online lobbies. It's an actual lobby that you and 32 other people could just goof around in while waiting for matches to happen.
That's kind of
There's
wild.
a buffet over there for no reason.
Yeah, I did notice that.
And something more to Andre's taste, you can just change the music to whatever you want in there. There's a boombox.
Just excellent. I love, well, because like he started off talking about like the music from the old game, and then he started showing the courses. So I'm like, okay, you're not going to just have this old ass music. I mean, look, man, we know it from every Smash. He brings back hella course stages, right? I mean, this is no different. That's what the guy does. It's like, why not just put him in there? He's the ultimate why not developer, isn't he? Just do it. Sure.
I mean, speaking of Ultimate, they're bringing back a very similar ranking to system similar to Ultimate, where you don't quite rank in numbers. Well, you do rank in numbers, but numbers just keep going up. Numbers just go up based on what you do. I never quite understood it either, but you play online, number go up.
I think what he said is that, like, yeah, it can only go up because it counts your wins. It doesn't count like wins and losses. It only goes up when you win. So you don't like lose rank.
Smash had a similar system where you were ranked by character. Whatever. He really went into depth on all that, but.
Well, speaking of music, I was overjoyed when he showed the two composers for the game, and one of them was Noriyuki Iwadare. Fuck yes. That guy is a legend. In case anyone doesn't know, Iwadare was the in-house composer for Game Arts, which means he did Lunar games, he did the Grandia games, including Grandia 2, my favorite RPG soundtrack ever, probably my favorite JRPG ever. I didn't do a whole episode about it or anything. And then he went on to do many other things more closer to Steve and me's heart collectively. He has been the composer for the Ace Attorney series since the third one. So like he's out here doing stuff, and to hear him on this, you know what's funny? Like before, they showed him, like when they were showing some more of the new courses, I was noticing some of the music. I'm like, this is stepping up. Is this Jun Ishikawa just back on the beat? No, it's not him at all. It is not the Kirby composer. It's Noriyuki Iwadare, which is even better, quite honestly. Just an embarrassment of riches. I'm glad he got him on this. I'm sure Sakurai tapped him just because he's done a bunch of Smash music as well. And, you know, obviously his tracks in those are excellent. So great stuff here. I'm glad he's on board, and you can hear the quality.
It's a good thing we got all this music going, because they did reveal the single player campaign. Yes, there is a single player campaign. Everyone's like, they're not going to do that for Kirby Era. I'm like, well, yes, they fucking did. They're fucking doing that. They're calling it Road Trip. Yeah, we're going on a road trip. The machines are alive. Yes, really. And the character has to bring the machine to Zora, some manner of life form that crashed into Dreamland. I guess we're going to just do a mishmash of the other three modes to get to the end.
Well, it looked like Popstar was having a fit and just flung some stuff down into God knows where, because the machines are like having... You saw the story part, right? I was like, what is happening? The machines are like sad because no one's writing them or something? Like, I didn't get it.
Well, they were given a sense of purpose with the writers, but then they were like being called home, and it's like, okay, let's all drive these guys home now.
What a weird, man. So weird. Okay, is this a roguelike? Because that's what it looked like to me, because it's like you're choosing one of the three things. You're getting some power-ups, and then you do a little challenge, and then you get more power. I don't know. It feels kind of roguelike-y.
It might be, but he was trying to keep that to himself, too. He was trying to keep a lot of, well, not a lot, but, you know, a bunch of different things to himself, because we still don't know all the characters. There's still 4 slots left on that menu there. And it was kind of refreshing to get to the end when he informs everybody that there's no DLC. What's in the game is in the game. You know, because everyone's like, oh man, look at Sonic and all these characters and things and this roadmap. Like, no, the Kirby Air Riders game is just going to be the Kirby Air Riders game. And other than a day 1 patch, that's going to be it, kids. I mean, good for him. I mean, I might have liked to see more, like maybe another Giant City trial, but no, this is fine. really. I mean, we're getting another air ride after 20 years. I know you didn't like the original that much, but this was my little candle. So, this is good.
You can blow out one of your 63 torches on your.
Yeah, I can blow out one of the candles. It's fine. I mean,
Right.
I mean, I on the other hand, I still won't complain if they have to like make a few more amiibo because this suddenly sells too many copies. Did you see the Kawasaki amiibo, Aldrich? I mean, come on.
I did. They're great. No, the amiibos are great. They're good. Good luck to your wallet, but like, yeah, they do look amazing.
No, I'm not buying any right now. I'm getting Samus on a motorcycle and Silex. Those are the amiibo I'm getting.
I don't believe him for a second, Kevin. He's getting them shits.
I think
right
that
now.
when he's at least they're going to ask him when his family asks him what he wants for Christmas, they're going to be on the list, and any he doesn't get, he'll have by the end of the day, Boxing Day.
It's happening, man. We know better.
I just admitted the ones I pre-ordered. Other than that, the Kirby ones will have to wait.
Steve, you didn't talk about the best part.
Well, what was that?
The gummies.
The
mini gummies falling from the sky, and you're hitting them around with your flat 2D sword. Shit, what is happening?
But I can't eat the gummies.
If they sold those as like real fruit snacks, man, I tell you what.
Yeah, I'd have to buy a box or
I would love to munch on the halberd. That sounds like a euphemism. That sounds like a filthy euphemism. I munched on her halberd last night. More great reporting by Jason Schreier. Would this show exist without Jason Schreier? I mean, like, really? I really don't know what we'd be doing out here in these streets without him.
We'd have to make up the news.
Yeah, some people do. Okay, so reported by Jason Schreier at Bloomberg, of course, Amazon Game Studios was hit with massive layoffs totaling about 14,000 employees. 14,000. What in the world? Okay, I don't know what percentage of their workforce that was, but like, and I get it, it's Amazon, but like, how did they hire 14? Does Nintendo have 14,000 employees to fire if they wanted to? I don't know.
Man, I think the other year they said that Monolith Soft has like 300 something employees.
I 100% believe that.
And that's one of their bigger numbered studios easily, I think.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that Amazon had 14,000, but I guess we'll find out why.
Yeah, so they laid off these people and they released a statement, and it came with a lot of talk about relaunching Luna. I guess we can get to that because Steve is the one who's actually played Luna. I guess I could too now that I have Amazon Prime, but I've never looked into it. So they're relaunching Luna, their streaming game service, which is like Stadia, which is no longer, as well as reconsidering their AAA game strategy, which, I mean, they didn't detail what that means, but to me, that just sounds like they're canceling everything, which is what that usually means, but we'll see, right? So this sucks, obviously. We've covered layoffs on the show a million times. I don't know if we have anything insightful to say about the actual layoffs, unless you guys do. I mean, unfortunately, we've just seen this story so many times that I don't really know what to say in particular.
Other than layoffs being terrible, no, nothing insightful here. I'm sorry. I hope you get back on your feet soon, guys.
Me too. But like, to anyone paying attention, I think this collapse felt inevitable because there was never any reason to believe that this Amazon shit would be successful. Why would anyone think that? You remember a few years ago when they started ramping up for this and we're just like, yeah, that's not going to work. And it did not work at all. But that's neither here nor there. What was really illuminating on this point was there was a LinkedIn post. And you know it's going to be good because I said LinkedIn. There's a LinkedIn post by former VP Ethan Evans yesterday, which, if you guys don't mind, I want to read the entire post in full because It's one of the most head in the sand, delusional fucking things I've ever heard in a really long time. Like, a really long time. So I want to read the whole thing, if you don't mind. Here goes. Ethan Evans, former Amazon VP. As VP of Prime Gaming at Amazon, we failed multiple times to disrupt the platform Steam. We were at least 250 times bigger, and we tried everything. But ultimately, Goliath lost. Here's why. The 15-year-plus long attempt to challenge Steam started before I was VP of Prime Gaming, but we never cracked the code. Not under my leadership or anyone else's. The first way we tried to enter the online game store market was through acquisition. We acquired Reflexive Entertainment, a small PC game store, and tried to scale it. It went nowhere. Then, after buying Twitch, we created our own PC game store. Our assumption was that the gamers would naturally buy from us because they were already using Twitch. Wrong. Finally, we built Luna, a game streaming service that let people play without a high-end PC. Around the same time, Google tried the same thing with their product Stadia. Neither gained significant traction. The whole time, Steam dominated despite being a relatively small company compared to Amazon and Google. The mistake was that we underestimated what made consumers use Steam. It was a store, a social network, a library, and a trophy case all in one. And it worked well. At Amazon, we assumed that size and visibility would be enough to attract consumers, but we underestimated the power of existing user habits. We never validated our core assumptions before investing heavily in solutions. No shit. The truth is that gamers already had the solution to their problems, and they weren't going to switch platforms just because a new one was available. We needed to build something dramatically better, but we failed to do so. And we needed to validate our assumptions about our customers before starting to build, but we never really did that either. Just because you are big enough to build something doesn't mean people will use it. Guys, I'm speechless. I do not. There is every sentence in this is wrong. What's that fucking meme from The Last Jedi? Amazing. Every word you said is wrong. I feel like that right now. I cannot. This is so delusional, Steve. Someone say something. Please, someone say something. Help me.
Okay, so as you alluded to earlier, I may have something to say about the supposed relaunch of Luna as soon as next show. We'll see. But what always floors me about something like this, or when GameStop was being stupid and thought they were being a game front of some kind, or we can even apply this to the Amico, if we really want to pretend that that was ever being made in good faith, is that it never occurs to any of these people to just chill the fuck out and build up instead of doing it all at once. I am sure Amazon Games would have been somewhat more valuable of a label if it, published games that wouldn't see the light of day otherwise, instead of bankrolling stuff like that piece of garbage Kingdom whatever we watched on Secret Level last year with Arnold.
Oh, yeah. What was it? New World.
I think
which is also shutting down, by the way. They announced they're not making any more content for it. I guess they didn't announce a shutdown date, but it's like for the foreseeable future you can play, but we're not doing anything else with it. So that's toast as well.
Yeah, they're making blow like that instead of, trying to find what might, be viable and selling that. We joked about Acclaim a while ago. Oh, they're back. What are they really going to do without all that IP? But that is their current game plan. When Nintendo Direct is on and they were having their own show like a day before or after that, that's what they're doing. They're meeting with indies and such, and they're going to put out some games that might not exist otherwise, and it might actually work out for them maybe. And even if it doesn't, something will get left behind here. In a situation like this, I forgot Amazon even has a launcher of its own until one of the Twitch freebies is tied to it instead of being on GOG or Epic Game Store. And then it's like, oh, right, you guys have a launcher too that I'm never installing. Oh well.
Yeah, that's I mean, because like I said, I've had Amazon Primes for like, I don't know, like 9-10 months now. I barely even redeem those games because they're all on fucking like platforms I don't use. Not that there's anything wrong with GOG, but like every once in a while I get like a Steam game. Like maybe once every 6 months I see I'm scrolling through. It's like, okay, I guess I can like redeem this one. But it's like, free games doesn't, I mean, Epic tries this too. Free games does not like, I don't understand. Kevin, it's just like, it's just insane. Like, even, okay, way up at the front, we were at least 250 times bigger and we tried everything, but ultimately Goliath lost. Y'all aren't Goliath. Steam is Goliath. Like, what are they talking about?
All right, let me provide an alternate theory, because so you mentioned Delusional, and that was my first thought, of course, because when I think about like Amazon Gaming, and I'm not paying attention to them, like I would see the free Prime games once in a while. I do very rarely use GOG. There's probably been a handful of times I've redeemed those. Every once in a while you hear something about Luna, and I think I don't give a fuck. I'm never going to try that. And then on Summer Game Fest, Jeff Keighley talks about Amazon Gaming once in a while, and that's like about generally the extent that I'm paying attention to Amazon. And so yeah, like I would never have even guessed that the concept of like quote unquote disrupting Steam would have like been their plan. That would have been the goal. So then, yeah, reading this, I think, okay, that's fucking delusional. Then the more I thought about it, and I have nothing to base this on, but it makes me wonder, just because Amazon is so fucking big and have so much money, how much of this was a case of a team going to a CEO being like, hey, look what Steam does. They're fucking pulling in all this money. This is big business. We can buy Twitch. We can we can do this too. With no like with probably a good understanding that there is no way to actually execute this, but rather just to have a plan to try and be a big swinging dick inside Amazon and go out and hire 10,000 people and find a way to like spend a bunch of Amazon money. Like how much of that was what they were doing?
It has to be a big amount. I don't see how you can like come to these conclusions and just say, oh, we're going to take on Steam. How? I don't know. Vibes, I guess. Without like wasting a bunch of money on purpose. Like, it's just insane to me. Like, well, here's the thing. The mistake was that we underestimated what made consumers use Steam. Social network, library, trophy case, blah, blah, blah. We never validated our core assumptions before investing heavily in solutions. So they knew, like, I don't know why they thought, like, oh, we have games, people will show up. That's just like, that's not how it works on PC. That's not how, I mean, maybe that's how it works on console. Like, hey, we have all the games and then you have to have exclusives. But like, if you have a computer, you're not just going to just fucking, oh yeah, I'm going to download the Amazon. I'm not even sure I knew that Amazon had a game client, like Steve said. I don't think I even knew that.
I forget every time until, well, I gotta say, I really haven't been redeeming these codes that much until this year when I finally got a computer that might run some of this shit better. But I stuck the GOG and Epic stuff on here now, and I'm like, I'm not sticking Amazon on here too. Come on, there's a line I gotta draw at some point.
Yeah, like I just don't like. They keep the whole, again, I'm quoting again, the whole time Steam dominated despite being a relatively small company compared to Amazon and Google. They're talking about, they think company size fucking matters here. That's crazy to me.
But again, I don't think they think that. Right. I just feel so much of this is like Ethan Evans trying not to get fucking like blacklisted from any industry in the future because he's been running around spending fucking Amazon money like crazy and doing coke and hookers for the last 5 years.
I swear to God, that's what they've been doing. Like, and how many? Okay, like you have to. I don't know who they hired out of these like tens of thousands of people, right? But like, are they just a bunch of suits with like faceless, like brainless suits who just see dollar signs? Does anybody at this company play video games at all? Did anyone say like, hey guys, we are not going to like disrupt Steam because like if anyone there actually plays video games, they would all know this isn't going to work.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I just read this with my mouth open, like just jaw on the floor. Like I cannot believe, like, wow.
But just before we move on, I have one closing thought. When you do the description for the show, let's not mention Ethan Evans, because if he's ever Googling his name someday and he happens to listen to this, he's going to hear me talking about hookers and coke, and he's going to be washed up, and he's going to be like, I'm going to fucking sue this dumbass Canadian for slander for all he's worth, which is not that much, but he's going to be hard up.
I think Ethan Evans has a sense of humor about this, Steve.
I don't know that he does. I think he's just as much of a guy in a suit as those other guys are.
Okay. By the way, I keep wanting to say Ernest Evans, like the Mega Drive, the Japanese, you know what I'm talking about? The Indiana Jones ripoff? Yeah. I said Ethan Evans this whole time, so I
You mean the ones that are getting ports real soon? That Ernest Evans?
Yeah, like there's like a trilogy, huh? That's right. Yeah. I can't wait for those. Okay, Kevin, a couple quick things before we get out of here. I need a quick clarification on something from Place Your Bets. I meant to ask you this at the time. I just forgot because we were talking about God knows what, and then we moved on. So here's what I want to know. One of our bets was that I bet that the next Joy-Con color for Switch 2 is going to be white. The first one they released. I bet on white. What if they don't release a Joy-Con? Is that a push?
I think you had to like bet that let's read the wording, but I think the thing was we were saying we're definitely sure that it's likely to happen.
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure. I don't know if that. I don't feel like that's going to happen. That's the thing. So like I didn't want to bet like I'm betting on white just because like I felt like I had to pick one, but like I actually don't think it's going to happen.
Steve, I think he said during that episode he did think it was going to happen.
I'm not sure.
I mean, you could have said I don't want to bet if you didn't think it was going to happen, right?
Look, if I was Andre, I'd be happy to hear that I didn't bet on the Pro Controller 2, because just before we recorded, Capcom came out and said, check out the Resident Evil 9 Pro Controller 2.
Yeah.
And it looks like ass.
It looks so weird. It looks terrible. I think I should get a push, Steve, if there's no Joy-Con
Here's the
released.
wording for the bet. So the bet was, and the bets are always structured as, okay, so for example, Andre's bet was new Zelda announced for 2026 at Next Direct. As this is a fact, this is what you're betting on.
Right.
The bet was Nintendo announces a different color scheme or special edition Joy-Cons - Andre's choice for franchise or color scheme.
Oh. Okay, I thought it meant like what will be. Okay, I think I misunderstood the question then.
Well, so you're saying that I was like, you have to choose a color.
Yeah.
If you don't, you are going to be put to the death. You have no choice but to bet on this.
This isn't the first time Kevin's been creative with the wording of these bets.
Hey, why are you taking his side? He's fucking running around with all this money. He's like, oh yeah, I'll fucking drop $200 on this. You know, thinking he's cool shit. And now he's like, oh, actually, he dropped $50 on it.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure. I don't think it's happening.
I've missed out on a few bets because we've got some weasel words going on. I know how this game operates.
Whoa. You guys, you won't even let me like selectively pick a version of Sea of Stars that has a higher rank on Metacritic to fucking cheese my shit. You guys are accusing me of being a shyster?
Look, I'm playing the game. I got my Anthem in my PS5. Okay, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to talk about this. I want to hear how bored you were playing Anthem. I wish you had it on the same system because you all could play together. But you know, whatever.
See, I do have it on PlayStation.
Oh, you do? I think you guys should do at least a few missions together. You should. You have to. You got to have the like Anthem experience. I have it too, but I don't want to play the shitty game, so I don't want to make it a threesome. But I mean, look. Anyway,
time scheduling stuff around time zones, but we'll see.
Yeah. I've heard that one before. So like, okay, look, I'm not gonna I'm rich. I'm a rich bitch. I'll keep the bet as it is. I really don't think there's going to be another Joy-Con, but like, so I still think I should get a push if there's no Joy-Con, but if you don't want to give me one, then fine.
I am tempted to tell him to fuck off just because he is arrogant with his betting. However, I really do. By end of March, I would say 100% I believe that we are going to see different Joy-Con. I don't think they're just sticking with the fucking standard blacks for that long.
Okay, we'll see. I would definitely get what I chose white because white Joy-Con seem appealing on the black system. I think that's like, that would be attractive, like piano key type shit. So,
let's table this and we'll argue about it in March or April if need be.
Okay, but now I came here for clarification. I don't think I got any, but that'll have to do for now. Okay, one more thing before we get out of here. I really want to ask you guys this because, look, I'm the oldest one here, but none of us are young, right? So we need to get the pulse of the youth here, all right? And I need you guys to help me. From what I understand, there is a thing the Gen Alpha teenagers are saying right now, a phrase that is 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have no idea what 6'7" means. I have never heard 6'7" used in a sentence. Steve, have you heard this being a thing, the 6'7"?
I understand that it's from a song, and by that logic alone, you should be telling us what 6'7" is.
It's from a song. Kevin,
See,
do you know you have kids about this age, so you might know what 6'7" means.
My kids have not latched on to 6'7". They have rebelled against 6'7". However, at Canadian Thanksgiving, which was a couple weeks ago, we were down at my mom's, and we've got there's younger kids around there, a little bit younger than my kids, and a few of them I heard like fucking over 50 6'7s.
Really? So do you know? Okay, so do you know what it means? Like I've never heard it used in a sentence, so I have no context for it.
We're on the drive home, and I was like, "What is 6'7"?" And so they apparently, and I think it might have like been originally rooted in something else, but I guess recently there was a viral video of a kid at a basketball game, and I don't know if this is like a fucking high school basketball game or if it was like a pro basketball game. I have no idea.
Okay.
Apparently the score was 6'7", and the kid went in front of the camera and like moved his hands up and down, like shifting a weight or something, and said 6'7", and like in that inflection.
Okay.
And so I guess that went viral, and that's what like really sparked the 6'7". I don't think there's any like logic as to why that video, but that was the way they explained it to me.
Okay, so they probably saw it from this video, but like certainly from whatever song this is from, Steve, it has a meaning that is like, I don't know what. Certainly,
I don't know.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I was hoping, so you guys know more than me. I was hoping we'd all be clueless, and then we all guess what it means, and then they look it up on Urban Dictionary. But since Kevin has a secondhand story from like a viral video, I think I should still look on Urban Dictionary.
Before you do, while you do that, I'm just going to bring up that if Kevin's anecdote is true, that we could take it on his face. Matt Booty's got bigger problems than we thought, because maybe he's right. He's got to compete with 6'7".
Yeah,
we got Halo. What are the kids like? 6'7". Those are just numbers. Why are we even trying?
Oh my god! What do you want to bet the first like Borderlands 4 DLC is going to have a 6'7" reference or something?
Oh god!
Okay, so like I typed into my iPad, I typed Urban DICTI, and then it came up Urban Dictionary 6'7". That's like the top thing. So yeah, I'm not the only one here. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this, and we're gonna see what it means. 6'7", also spelled out SIXSEVEN, a meme originating from the lyrics in a song called Doot Doot, later popularized by one kid on the internet who from then on was called the 6'7" kid at a viral. Okay, so describing the basketball video you're talking about. It doesn't really carry a meaning as it's used randomly.
Okay, so but amongst the three of us, I think we pieced that together pretty accurately.
Yes, we have, but so you can just say 6, 7 at anything?
Well, I can tell you from Thanksgiving, there was you fucking needed absolutely no initiation or context. You just say it in response to anything.
It's like the game 20 years ago. You thought about it, you already lost, man. Oh, it is no.
But at least there was like somewhat of a structure behind stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't like it. Doesn't like that's what I was confused. I was like hoping someone could use it in a sentence, and that's the whole thing of Urban Dictionary. They say the meaning, and then they have a sample sentence, so you know how it's used. But the sample sentence doesn't fucking say anything because there's nothing to say. The sample sentence literally just says it is mostly used randomly since it is a meme. Something like 6, 7 while doing a juggling motion. But that doesn't fucking mean anything.
That means Matt Booty's got his work cut out for him.
Oh my god, dude! Did he invent 6, 7? What is going on, man? At least the memes had like this. I know I sound so old right now, but can it mean something? Like
no.
Things used to mean something in this life, damn it.
I'm like keeping track of any of this stuff now just through South Park, because right after Thanksgiving there was a South Park episode and it centered around 6, 7, and only a few weeks before that there was a South Park episode about Labubu's. Have you guys heard about Labubu's?
I know about Labubu's. Yeah, I know Labubu's.
So I had never heard of Labubu's. I didn't know there was like this new fucking popular doll. I didn't know this was a concept. And there was a South Park episode about like these kids all do satanic rituals with the Labubu's, and then like 2 days after I watched that episode, my daughter got home from school and she's like, I want a Labubu.
So it's a thing. Yeah. So so 6, 7 means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Okay. That's not the conclusion I wanted on this show.
Sometimes you just have to be happy with finding a conclusion.
I'm not happy. And I did not find any conclusion. I think I should get out of here. I need to feed my fat gut. That'll make me feel better. Food.
Can I interest you in the rest of this Mountain Dew trolley?
Absolutely not. Let's get out of here.
I tried.
Thanks for joining us. Catch us on social media. Check the description of this podcast to find our names on social media. And we'll see you next time. 6, 7.
You've been listening